Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are back again to our wonderful walkthrough, guys. Kind of miss the walkthrough most of the times. So it's pretty fun to do that. So okay, we have today we have got Henry Moore, a British sculptor. Henry Moore was a leading figure in the 20th century art world. So you have true, false, not given questions, and you have one word only sentence completions. You have one word only sentence completion. Let me actually just choose a better color in order to be able to highlight fairly properly. All right, 1930s, 1940s. What do we get? We have on leaving schools, more, I don't know. Moore did what his father wanted him to do. So what I'm gonna do here, it is his father. So we have Raymond Moore. Raymond Moore, his father. Where is this, his father? Oh, there we go. Father's wish. All right. So what you're gonna do is you're going to navigate. First of all, that's what I'm trying to do here. So let me actually just put the pen right now and start navigating through that. All right. First things first. What we're gonna need here is, all right. Moore did what his father wanted him to do. That is the first one. Okay, let me just keep that thing away. All right. Moore began studying sculpture in his first term, term at the Leeds School of Art, Leeds School of Art. So Leeds School of Art, and we have father's wish. When Moore started at the Royal College of Art, its reputation for teaching sculpture was excellent. Uh, was excellent. So it's a reputation of teaching sculpture. Moore became more ancient sculptor as a result of visiting London museums. Okay. London museums. We have this London museums, particularly the British Museum. All right. Moore became more aware. We had that. Trocadero Museum Mayan attracted a lot of public interest. So we have this museum. I mean, I'm sorry, sculpture attracted a lot of public interest. A lot. So the word a lot here is a very good word. The word a lot means a positive. So this part over here, and Mori thought the Mayan sculpture was similar in certain respects to other stone sculptures. Was similar in certain respects. Moore thought the Mayan sculpture, okay, the artists who belong to Unit 1. So, right, we have Unit 1. Okay, Moore's career in the 1930s. What I'm going to do here is going to highlight 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s. Where's 1950? All right, there we go. Okay, let's read one after another. All right, let me just choose a better highlighter. Henry Moore was born in Castleford, a small town near Leeds in north of England. He was the seventh child of Raymond Moore and his wife Mary Baker. He studied at Castleford Grammar School from 1909 to 1915, where his early interest in art was encouraged by his teacher Alice Gostick. After leaving school, Moore hoped to become a sculptor, but instead what does that complied? I don't know, what does complied mean? I mean, I guess complied was meant he went after his father's wish. After leaving school, Moore hoped to become a sculptor, but instead he complied with his father's wish. Then that he trains as a school teacher. So there we go. We have a first part. Number one. I'm gonna take that. All right. And then, so the answer is gonna be true here. I'm gonna give it a T. There we go. Then he had to abandon his training in 1917 when he was sent to France to fight in the First World War. After the war, Moore enrolled at the Leeds School of Art. So Moore began studying sculpture in his first term at the Leeds School of Art, where he studied for 2 years. In his first year, he spent most of his time drawing. So there we go. He spent most of his time drawing. So he in his first year he spent most of his time drawing. So the answer is going to be false. He didn't sculpture. He was drawing. All right. We have the number two here. So the drawing is the opposite of sculpture. studying sculpture. He did not study sculpture, so complied his father's wish is a paraphrase for did what his father wanted him to do. That is a paraphrase. All right. When Morris started at Royal College of Art, his reputation of teaching sculpture was excellent. Alongside, let's say, although he wanted to study sculpture, no teacher was appointed until his second year. At the end of that year, he passed the sculpture examination and was awarded a scholarship to the Royal College of Art in London. In September 1921, he moved to London and began 3 years of advanced study in sculpture. So when Moore studied, so its reputation for teaching sculpture was excellent. That is going to be not given. We're not going to waste time. Um, its reputation for teaching sculpture was excellent. Nothing is given here. Pretty much, he passed. He passed the examination. That's number one. He was awarded a scholarship. And he moved to London. He moved to London and began 3 years of advanced study in sculpture. So that's it. See, but there's nothing about the Royal College of Arts in London and its reputation. Nothing at all. Alongside the instruction he received at the Royal College, Moore visited many of the London museums, particularly the British Museum, which had a wide-ranging collection of ancient sculpture. So Moore became aware of ancient sculpture was a result of visiting the London museums. All right, During these visits, he discovered the power and beauty of ancient Egyptian and African sculpture. As he became increasingly interested in these primitive forms of art, he turned away from European sculpture traditions. So, so what does that mean? All right. So during this visit, he discovered the power and the beauty of ancient Egyptian and African sculpture. Means he became aware of ancient sculpture. So the word ancient here, I actually highlight that. Ancient here is why did I lose it? Ancient here, ancient Egyptian and African sculpture is the paraphrase for that, and another paraphrase for us is a primitive. So the answer is going to be here true. I'm going to make it as T. Now the Trocadero Museum Mayan sculpture attracted a lot of public interest. After graduating, Moore spent the first 6 months of 1925 traveling in France. When he visited the Trocadero Museum in Paris, he was impressed by a cast of Mayan sculpture of the rain spirit. It was a male reclining figure with its knees drawn up together and its head at a right angle to its body. Moore became fascinated with this stone sculpture, which he thought had a power and originality that no other stone sculptures possessed. All right. He himself started carving a variety of subjects in stone, including the depiction of reclining women, mother and child groups, and masks. So here I forgot to highlight it normally, and the answer here is going to be number 4. I'm not going to be necessarily highlighting the number 3 because it's not given, so I'm not going to. So it will not make any common sense. So number 4, but number 5 again not given. Number 5 is again not given because it does not mention anything about the public interest. There's nothing about public interest. It doesn't say anything. If it doesn't say anything about if anyone was even interested about it. Moore thought the Mayan sculpture was similar to in certain aspects. All right. Was similar in certain aspects. So Moore became fascinated with this stone sculpture. Moore thought the Mayan sculpture. He was impressed by a cast of Mayan sculpture of the rain spirit. It was a male reclining figure that with its knees drawn up together, with its head at a right angle to its body. Moore became fascinated with this stone sculpture, which he thought had a power and originality that no other stone possessed. There we go. So this is going to be number 6. Number 6. No other sculpture possessed. No other sculpture possessed means was similar in certain respects. So that's an antonym. There you go. The artists who belonged to Unit 1 wanted to make modern art and architecture more popular. Moore's exceptional talent soon gained recognition, and in 1926 he started work as a sculpture instructor at the Royal College. In 1933, he became a member of a group of young artists called Unit 1. The aim of the group, Unit 1, was to convince the English public of the merits of the emerging international movement in a modern art and architecture. So the aim of the group was to convince. So the artists who belonged to Unit 1 wanted to make modern art and architecture more popular. It was to convince the English public of the merits of the emerging international movement in modern art and architecture. So, really good one. The line suggests the Unit 1 was to make modern art more popular. Uh, so was to convince English public of the merits. So English public of the merits is a really good one. So I'm gonna take that over here. Give it a. So what was this one? This was false, right? So this was false, and this was gonna be true. Wanted to make modern art and architecture more popular. He wanted to emerge international movement in modern art. So emerging international movement. That is the better phrase for to make modern architecture more popular. Okay. Give it a bold color. Now, Moore's exhibition at the Laser Gallery is criticized by the press, and Moore is urged to offer his something and leave the Royal College. All right. So, what do we have? We're Pablo Picasso, Leicester, Leicester. I think it's over here. Around this time, Moore moved away from the human figure to experiment with abstract shapes. In 1931, he held an exhibition at the Leicester Galleries in London. His work was enthusiastically welcomed by fellow sculptors, but the reviews in the press were extremely negative. Were extremely negative is extremely negative is a synonym for criticize. So all right, now and turned more into a notorious figure. There were calls for his resignation from the Royal College. So there was a call. So there were calls for his resignation, resignation. All right. Maybe highlight this part only. That will be enough for us. Number 8, resignation. And offer means call. In this case, highlight that. More turns drawing because something for sculpting are not readily available. He left to start a sculpture department at the blah, blah, blah. Through the 1930s, Moore did not show any inclination to please the British public. He became interested in the paintings of the Spanish artist Pablo Picasso, whose work inspired him to distort the human body in a radical way. At times, he seemed to abandon the human figure altogether. The pages of his sketchbooks from this period show his ideas for abstract sculptures that bore little resemblance to the human form. Okay, so 1940s. 1940, during the Second World War, Moore stopped teaching at the Chelsea School and moved to a farmhouse about 20 miles north of London. A shortage of materials forced him to focus on drawing. There we go. Another answer for us. So we have number 9. Shortage of materials. So the answer is going to be materials. While visiting his hometown, Moore does some drawings of what? He did numerous small sketches of Londoners, later turning these ideas into large color drawings in his studio. In 1942, he returned to Castleford to make a series of sketches of the miners who worked there. So, what did he do? So, while visiting his hometown, he returned to Castleford to make a series of sketches of the miners. So, while visiting his hometown, Moore did some drawings of miners. So, while visiting his hometown, his hometown is obviously Castleford. Good. This is going to be number 10, as far as I can say. Miners. He comes from Castleford. Was born in Castleford. That's why it's his hometown. Drawings of miners. And then Moore is employed to produce a sculpture of something. 1944, Harlow, a town near London, offered Moore a commission of a sculpture depicting a family. The resulting work signifies a dramatic change in Moore's style, away from the experimentation of the 1930s towards a more natural and humanistic subject matter. So, of a family. So, is employed to produce a sculpture of a family. Offered Moore a commission for a sculpture depicting a family. So, a family is going to be answered here. To produce a sculpture of family. All right. Something start to buy Moore's work. The resulting work, blah, 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 away from the experimentation of the 1930s towards a more natural and humanistic subject matter. He did dozens of studies in clay for the sculpture, and these were cast in bronze, and issued in editions of 7 to 9 copies each. In this way, Moore's work became available to collectors all over the world. So, collectors started to buy. Collectors were all over the world. The boost to his income enabled him to become an ambitious projects to take on ambitious projects and start working on these on the scale he felt his sculpture demanded. So I'm gonna highlight that. This is gonna be number 12. Whoops. So become available. So his income is relating to collectors. Collectors were buying. So Moore's increased something to make it possible for him to be more ambitious sculptures. Obviously, income increased to boost. To boost is a word to increase. There you go. So income is the answer. Here we go. We take this part and highlight that. Give this number 13. There we go. Finally, we finished, guys. It is task. I mean, passage one is always easy. You don't have to waste a lot of time. You just highlight the keywords. You find the keywords and you just pretty much read the sentences. And yeah, there you go, guys. We finished passage one. The follow-up video is going to be about the passage two. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below.